What's up? It's your boy King of Creamz. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy King of Creamz, and welcome to the Yellow Label. I am your host, King of Creamz, and today we are going to do the best ice creams that is picked overall from you. All right, so let me explain myself. So there's a list on this channel called the most sought after, but there's a difference between the best and the most sought after. All right, because some of y'all may not think that this is the best, but a lot of people could be looking for it. But if that makes sense at all, which it probably doesn't. So before we begin, I'm gonna have to say it. Like and subscribe, it really helps me out a lot. I gotta get my numbers up. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I actually took this list from the votes that you guys did on my Instagram, which is King of Creamz with a Z. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. So sit back, enjoy, and we're gonna be talking about the best ice creams of all time, part 1, because there's way too many ice creams and I'm definitely not doing it this episode. All right, so guys, sit back again, relax, and let's do it. Yes, sir. All right, so let's jump right into it. I don't have any order for this list, so I'm just gonna go. So there isn't gonna be a top 10 list. It's just gonna be the best ice creams that you guys have picked, right? So this is not one of them, but this is my personal favorite. So a lot of the time people ask me, what is my favorite ice cream sneaker of all time? And yes, out of all the ice creams that I can pick, my favorite is the Board Flip 2 All Yellow. I don't know why, but I think that this is the best ice cream ever. This is better than any Colette. Yeah, I said it. This is better than any Money Rolls out of Yellow. Yeah, I said, I think I might be wilding out on that one. This is better than any Busy Workshop. I don't know why, but I must have at least 8 pairs of these. These are probably, I don't know, it's just something about this shoe. They look dope with the blue laces. I believe they did come with the blue laces in the S. Carter box. But I like it with the all yellow, but I couldn't find a pair because I just have so many around. But yeah, so I'm just gonna start the list with my personal favorite. It's the all yellow Board Flip 2. These were released around 2006, 2007. I actually saw Pharrell wearing these on 106 in Park when the Board Flip 1s were still out.
Understand, no, wait. Understand this is our couch over here, so you gotta shuffle your way around. I don't move, I stay right here. Now,
so I guess that had something to do with it. And once I saw them, I was like, I'm definitely getting them when they dropped. And I definitely did get them. So coming up, just for my personal favorite, is the all yellow Board Flip number 2. Done. Bang it out. All right, so next up on the list is, speaking of all yellow, we're gonna do the all yellow or canary Board Flip 1. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen my previous episodes before in the past, but I had spoken about how this shoe, the all red Board Flip 1 and the black and gold Board Flip 2 were released around the same time. But this is a go-getter for a lot of the ice cream collectors I know. Now there is a sample version that is all suede, which is pretty rare, but this one came with the leather just like most of the Board Flips. I do like this pair a lot. If you are looking for this pair, it is gonna be pretty hard to find. It's rumored that this one and the red Board Flip 1 were limited to about 500 each. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but nevertheless, this is definitely a dope shoe to have in your collection. This is probably in my top 5 of all Board Flips of all time. So yeah, the yellow or canary Board Flip number 1, which is gonna be next on the list. next on the list is, I'm not gonna lie, it's not one of my favorites, but I know it is definitely sought after from everybody who is looking to either get into ice cream collecting, is already an ice cream collector, or it just will not let this shoe go, and that is the gray Beavers. Now the Beavers did come in 3 colors. You had the white, you had the gray, and you had the black. The black should have been on my underrated list. This shoe, however, seems to be a staple amongst all ice cream collectors. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I know I would get killed if I didn't put it on the list. The Beaver was exactly, I'll tell you how many pairs exactly, 2,000 pairs, so I would put it up there. It's not as rare, but it's definitely hard to find. This shoe, when I had asked the question, which shoe should be on the list for the best ice creams, this got number 3. I'm sure you guys know what was 1 and 2. So we have the gray Beaver next on the best ice creams of all time. If it was up to me, this would also be on the top 10 worst ice creams of all time. I'm sorry. All right, how many names can you think of for this shoe? All right, I could think of 3. I must have it, I must have it, I must have it. The pink board flip ones, the pink lemonades, the pink sorbets. This is probably, next to the red, the most popular, sought out, I need to have it, ice cream board flip sneaker, or even ice cream sneaker of all time. And that is gonna be the pink lemonade board flip 1. I can't tell you how many people hit me up over this shoe. I know how popular it is, so I do not sell it. I actually gave away 2 pairs, didn't sell it. I know it doesn't make sense. I love this shoe for a lot of reasons, mainly because it reminds me of the whole ice cream thing when it was really popular back in 2006, when Pharrell was really into it. You saw him in these a lot. I also gotta tell you that there is a couple versions with the TK on the tongue. So TK had 2 of the board flip ones for the captain. He had the all gray and he had this one as well. The TK versus the ice cream, it doesn't really matter as far as if you're looking for price. You're not gonna get, in my opinion, you're really not gonna get more because the TK's on it. There's an abundance of those, just like the ice cream on the tongue as well. This is one of my favorites. It's not gonna be in my top 3 board flip ones, but I would say it's gonna be in somewhere in my top 10. I know it's somewhere in everyone's top 5 at least. This is probably the most, like I said, popular board flip of all time if you're comparing board flips. This is another staple in the ice cream game. It still holds the test of time. You could still wear this shoe and break necks all the time. If anybody doesn't even know about ice cream, I can guarantee you, besides the dollar and diamonds, they know this colorway. So you have the pink sorbet, you have the pink lemonades, the pink board flip ones, which is gonna be next on the list. I could not agree more that this shoe definitely should be on this list. Definitely one of my favorites. No, I'm not selling it. Please stop asking. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm not. All right, so next on the list is a shoe I personally don't agree with, but I will say it did stand the test of time, and that's gonna be the black dollars and diamonds. Now, this shoe did come in 3 colorways, one of which was on my top 10 worst colorways. I'm sorry, I gotta put this on the list as number 10. A lot of y'all gonna get mad, man, but I am not a fan of these shoes at all. I'm not gonna lie, I think these should be up there too, but I don't know. Call me crazy. So with this dollars and diamonds, you have 3,000 that were made. This one specifically is number 1. No, it's not number 1, I'm lying. Actually, it's number 2. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm flexing all over the place today. I am not a fan of this shoe. I'm definitely not. However, I know that in the community, this is huge. This did a lot of things back in the day as far as promotions. You had Pharrell, who was rocking the hell out of this shoe. Not only was this shoe an icon in footwear, but it actually influenced a lot of the clothing, bandanas, stickers, just about everything. When people think of ice cream, I want to say they think of this silhouette, this pattern. I feel like this is the Air Jordan 3 of ice creams. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the Air Jordan 3, but you can't say the best Jordans without saying Air Jordan 3. So we have your black dollars and diamonds, which I'm gonna put on the best ice creams of all time. But if it was up to me, it would be this. Sorry. Next on the list, man, these shoes hold something very dear, man. This was the first pair of ice creams that I ever got in my entire life, man. Leave a comment or like if this was your first pair. I know this was a lot of people's first pair of ice creams. This ice cream is really what got me into the weirdo part of collecting ice creams. You didn't see things like this back in 2004, 5, 6. This was something that was totally like, dude, if one of those were a comment back in 2006, it would definitely be applied to the shoe. I got so many looks just by the different colorways. You had the yellow, you had your purple, you had the blue. This is what got me hooked on ice creams. My next colorway was the banana split. But this shoe is the gateway shoe for me. This is the one that started it all. I gotta say that if you have this shoe, just hold on to it, just because this was one of the earlier releases of the board flip one. This was definitely in that first batch. One thing I will say about this shoe is that it will discolor in the toe box area. The thing I like about this shoe, like I said before, is just how many different colorways that they put together with this. It doesn't make any sense. These colors do not go together, and that is why I love it. And I guess that's what makes ice cream ice cream. This is what made us so popular, you know? The collectors back in the day, when Bape was doing this, when ice cream was doing this, we loved stuff like this. You didn't see this. It was either black and red or white and black or, you know, something like that. But Pharrell just came in and 𝐒𝐞 came in, they just messed the whole game up and ended up setting a trend. So I'm gonna put this board flip one definitely on the best ice cream list of all time. I hope you guys agree with me with this one, because this is definitely one of my favorites, and it was my first pair. Well, not this one, because this one is dead stock. My first pair, it's all worn and everything.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
All right, so next on the list, I had to throw these on because these are one of my favorites. The laces I put in them, there's a lot of conflicting stories with it. Now, I've bought original ice creams out of Beavers, all white, that came with green laces, and I've bought original ice creams that were white that came with red laces, right? Obviously, the white ones were the ones that came in the shoe, but I couldn't find them because I absolutely. So coming in next, I'm an idiot. Coming in next is going to be the white on white beeper. The bad side of this shoe is actually two. This is the only ice cream that I've seen, in my opinion, that the bottom will start to yellow very fast if you don't store these correctly. Now, how do I store my ice creams? I use a lot of silica packs. I use a Ziploc bag. You want to use a Ziploc bag because I feel like if you just use anything other than Ziploc, it's like very generic. It's just not gonna hold it. You know, you don't want any air getting in. That's what keeps the soles from yellowing. That's from my old Air Jordan days. This shoe is also faked a lot. I was supposed to do that back on my 𝐈𝐜𝐞 101 page, but I think I'm gonna do a video about it. This shoe and the white dollars and diamonds, a small print, you will find the most fakes of, so just beware of that. Very hard to find this shoe dead stock, I will say that. The white beepers have been also another staple in the 𝐈𝐜𝐞 community. I would actually hold these next to the white dollars and diamonds. When you think of 𝐈𝐜𝐞, you definitely think of the dollars and diamonds and the beeper. Now, like the dollars and diamonds, the beeper was another shoe that brought not only footwear to the game, but we had sweaters, we had a lot of t-shirts, we had bandanas, stickers, and so on. So I'm gonna say that this definitely deserves to be on this list. The white beepers are definitely hard to find new if you're looking for them. I really don't have a lot in this color. I don't have a lot in the black color as well. I have tons in the gray, of course, the one I don't really like. But if you have this shoe, hold on to it, keep it. I'm not a fan of the red laces though. I'm not a fan of the green ones. I'm just plain Jane. I love them with the white laces that they came with. So definitely gonna be on this list is gonna be the all white 𝐈𝐜𝐞 beeper. All right, so coming in next, I couldn't find the box, so I just used this plastic bag. This is the new box for the blue on blue money rolls. Now, a couple people might disagree with me on this one, but I'm sorry. I added this to the list. Nobody actually really said this, but I added this one to the list because it's one of my favorites. Now, we did the violet ones on the last list. Those are definitely one of the ugliest ones. The green ones, I got mixed issues about those. I actually really don't have a lot of those, but you find this shoe pop up a lot. This is also a shoe that is not too hard to find. I think they made 55, let me just double check. Yeah, 5,500 of these. So one thing I noticed about these shoes is that you will get a lot of yellowing around the toe box area for some reason. Now the money rolls weren't as popular as some of the other shoes that were on the list, but I think they deserve a spot, man. You know, I don't know why we're leaving these out. These are definitely pretty dope. Not the violet ones though, but the blue on blue, yeah. In the beginning, like I was telling you before, if you watch the rare 𝐈𝐜𝐞 video, I talked about the money roll being a $50 bill, but now it is added to the shoe for the general release for a $100 bill. And I'll get into that in another episode. But I couldn't leave these out, guys. These were pretty cool. I have a lot of them. If you're worried about not finding these, don't worry about it. I see them a lot. I see them a lot also yellowing on the midsole too. Sometimes I want to say those may be a little counterfeit, but I've seen worse things. So I'm gonna say that this shoe definitely deserves a spot on this list. Maybe you may not think so, but like I said, it's my list, so. But we're gonna add the blue on blue money rolls to the list, and I think I got 4 left, and I think you guys can guess which 4 are gonna be left. Let's jump right into it. All right, so like I said, I try to give a lot of information on this channel. There's going to be a point where I don't want to keep talking about the same thing about a shoe, just because there's only but so many 𝐈𝐜𝐞s out there. So, you know, what's different about these is really not going to be different about the next ones. But I will say for this particular color, hands down, when you think 𝐈𝐜𝐞, this is what you think. I call this shoe the icon. This is the #1 shoe, when people think of ice creams, they think of this. When I first started collecting, I would get nothing but DMs about this shoe. This shoe has started so much of clothing. It started a retro pair. It is synonymous with early Pharrell, early Neptunes. You would see Chad with a pair, Shay, Pharrell. The cool thing about ice creams that I like is that this shoe is definitely built well, stood the test of time. The bottom is like, who can see
through the bottom of their shoes? Like what other like shoe company does that?
You know, it was, you know, worth every penny, you know, because the shoe
It was $225. It's not like, you know,
it's not like the, you know, the cost of a
ice cream sandwich. Like it's, you know, it's $225. So we want to really give you
your dollar's worth. If you are an ice cream collector, I don't care if you have it at stage 1, which is worn, not dead stock, any ice cream collector needs to have this shoe. Now, I know they retroed these in 2019, maybe. They did it in the high top version. But I gotta say, I gotta stick with the OG on this one. A lot of people also think that the dollar and diamonds, the actual dollar, is black. It's actually like a really dark navy. And they also think that these were the shoes that he wore in the Drop It Like It's Hot video, but it wasn't. And those are gonna be coming up next.
Some nice dream, yo. See these ice cubes, see these ice creams.
All right, so let's talk about early Reeboks. Let's totally forget about ice cream. Let's just talk about early Reebok. You could tell when you have an early Reebok shoe if you have shoe care instructions on the side of the shoe. If you have that yellow piece of paper that came with the shoe, that is an early Reebok. And this one is definitely on the list. And this is what Pharrell was actually wearing in the Drop It Like It's Hot. Now they call this one the BWS, also known as the Busy Workshop. Now there's only 170 of these made, and this one is not only going to be on the best ice cream list of all time, it's going to be on the most sought after list. I cannot tell you guys enough, and I don't understand. If you find these, just take it. People looking for your size 15 years later, just take it. This is not even my size, just take it. You're not gonna find these only because there's 170 of them, and most of them weren't even sold in the US. I am a huge fan of this shoe. This shoe has a metallic gloss to it. If you know me and you know my collection, you know that there is a rare sample, which is a matte, and you really can't tell the difference on camera. You almost have to be in person, but those are unbelievably rare. They're not even forget it. So you have the, I don't know if you want to call them silver or metallic silver, Busy Workshop, only 170 made. These are dead stock. I think I have seven of these. I have #1 as well. And the bottom, you have your red on the bottom. It would have been cool if these were somehow like silver on the bottom. That would have been pretty cool. The laces that it came with, I want to say was red, but I can't remember. Check. Let me see if I have them in here. Sometimes I take them out. Let's go through the thing. Yes, it was the red laces, and actually I will show you that because I usually do this when I have an exclusive shoe. I will put the other pair in. So here you have the silver pair or white laces, and this one you have the red or kind of pinkish. Both of them look dope. I love these shoes. If you have them, let me know and I'm ready to buy. We have the Busy Workshops, most definitely on this list. And tell me what you guys think of these in the comments. I guess you knew what was coming up. Colette, lime green. I got this one pretty early, and nobody was checking for ice creams. This was one of the shoes that were big on my list back then. I had to get my hands on these. Only 50 of these made, sold in Colette. Super rare. I don't know where to start with this shoe because there's so much information. I was thinking about even doing a Colette Busy Workshop separate video because there's so much info on this shoe, but we're gonna just slim it down just a little bit because I might still save that one. Only 50 made in the world. There are some with no numbers, and if you watched the last video, I talk about why they had no numbers. If you have a no number on this one and it doesn't say sample on the inside, it basically means that you got a friends and family. Pharrell didn't want to dig into his personal general release, so he made some for his friends and family. Everyone loves this shoe. I have not met not one person who hasn't loved this shoe. This is not only sought after, it is definitely in everyone's top pick for the best ice creams. You got the lime green, you have your yellow. This is what I was talking about, guys. If you got this right over here, let me see if you guys. This little, the card that Reebok used to come with. This is some early Reebok stuff right over here. So everything is definitely going to be original in this. I do like the bottom of the shoe. It's definitely something different. If you guys can see that, you almost have the astronaut is outlined with the same colorway as the actual dollars and diamonds. But anyway, you have the lime green dollars and diamonds Colette, which means that they were sold in the Colette store, which unfortunately has closed. They were also sold in some boutiques here in America. I think Barney's carried it. And if you have a pair of these, and you're looking to get rid of them, definitely call me. Colette is going to be on the list, and I'm sure you guys know what. I just keep flipping around. I'm sure you guys know what number one is going to be. All right, like it's a obvious given what is number one. Guys, I hate this shit. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that this shoe, I don't see anything special about this shoe at all. I'm just being real. So we're gonna put this one, even though it's not a top 10 list, we're gonna put it at number one for the top sought after best ice cream of all time. This shoe was actually on one of Pharrell's lists. I think he did like a top 10 Billionaire Boys Club products, and I think these were like number 8 on his list.
It was just like a crazy colorway that like I was obsessed with, and we just wanted to put them out in one special place. Ever since I met Sarah and her mom, I just love what they did. They basically just did all the shopping for like a person who wants to see different things and may not have time to scour the internet to find those things. They just found them and put them in one place.
The Colettes were a different shoe than the other dollars and diamonds, and let me tell you why. With this shoe, if you don't own this shoe, the dollars and diamonds are almost in like a gold leaf. It looks really cool. But the downside to that is it can come off, right? So I've seen people have the shoe just literally all brown, but not a dollar and diamond in sight. I don't know why, but that actually looks pretty cool. The sample pair, or the rare Friends and Family pair I have, the dollar and diamond are green. Those were a test run that Pharrell was just kind of doing. I think only like 4 were made, and I got one dead stock actually. Out of every ice cream that I have, I will say this is probably one of the hardest ones to find completely dead stock. So I want to say there's not a lot of these that are still around. A friend of mine, we actually tried to like calculate how many are left, and we did that based on how many I own how many he owns and who else that I know owns a pair. So I think there's one more collector. I think he has maybe 2, and I think that's a lot. If you have 2 of these in your collection, that's a lot. I have 7. I think I have 7 in my collection. So that covers, you know, a good like 20% of the Colettes out there. And so we kind of figured it out that maybe there's only 20 left, maybe 25 or something, but you're not gonna find them new. Most of the Colettes I have are not new. They're near dead stock. I think I have 2 that are actually pristine. One of them is gonna be the sample. This was one of Pharrell's favorite shoes. I know it is the holy grail of everyone's ice cream list, which is why I had to put it on this list. This was the most talked about shoe when I asked on my Instagram which shoe, and everyone definitely said this one, the brown and pink Colette. I think we're gonna cover these a little bit more in detail at a later video because there's so much history on this. The dollars and diamonds and the money rolls are the most, there's so many colorways of that shoe that people don't know about. There's so many off colorways. There's so many colorways that didn't come out. So I think we're gonna save that for another episode. I can't do everything in one episode. There definitely is gonna be a part 2 of this because there's so many more ice creams that I didn't talk about. But like I said, I didn't want to make the video long as hell. But we're definitely gonna cover some of the dice flavor that I never talk about. The small dollars and diamonds, I think it should be you know, up there. The teddy bears, the lipsticks, the poodle flavor. Oops. And that's it, guys. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the best ice creams of all time. You guys know who I am. I am King of Creams. Make sure you like and subscribe to this page. I got 2 Instagrams, Ice Creams 101, and that's also with a Z, and King of Creams, which is with a Z, and those are my Instagram. I got a link for my SoundCloud. Thank you for sending in music. I'm not sure who I'm gonna use for music yet, but thank you for whoever I choose for music. Music is definitely gonna be on point. I'm glad you guys are still rocking with me after all these years, and we have so much content left. I think the next one I'm gonna do is gonna be an Adidas video. I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet, but I wanna thank you guys for tuning in with me tonight for the Yellow Label. I'm your host, King of Creams. Thank you guys. Peace.